Hi guys, in this video we will be talking about the Roman Republic. We are going to be identifying causes and effects of the development of classical Rome. We will be describing the major political, religious, philosophical, and cultural influences of Rome. We will be describing the rights and responsibilities of citizens and non-citizens in classical Rome. We will be summarizing the development of the rule of law from classical Rome. We will be summarizing the development of the rule of law from ancient times, and we will also be summarizing the fundamental ideas and institutions of Western civilizations that originated in Rome. By the time that we are done, you will have evaluated the fairness of the laws found on the 12 tables. So first, let's talk about the geography of ancient Rome. Rome is on the Italian peninsula, which is this piece of land that is found here. Remember that a peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. The Tiber River, which is located here, is what gives Romans access to the sea for trade and expanding their empire. There are mountains that surround Rome as well, the Apennines, and they provide protection from invasion. There is very fertile land in this area, which allows for Rome to have a large population. The people who settled in the Roman peninsula include the Latins, Greeks, and Etruscans. The Latins were an Indo-European group that eventually moved into Italy. The Greeks settled in the southern part of Italy, and they greatly influenced the Romans through their language, art, architecture, literature, and religion. Etruscans were probably the most influential on Roman culture. They're the ones who introduced the toga and their military style as well. Here is a map that details where these different groups settled. As you can see, the Greeks who were in this area here ended up moving further west and settling in the southern part of the peninsula and in parts of Sicily. This is where the Roman culture emerged, and this area here would be where the Etruscans settled. Okay, so here's one of our vocabulary words for the unit, republic. A republic is a form of government in which certain leaders and representatives are elected by citizens. Romans overthrew the Etruscan king in 509 BCE and established a republic form of government. There are two social groups that make up the Roman population. Patricians are your wealthy land-owning families, that's your upper class, and your plebeians are the craftsmen, merchants, and small farmers, your lower class. The governing body of the Roman Republic is the Senate. There are 300 patricians who serve for life, and they make all of the laws and the decisions for everyone else. They are the representatives. The leaders, kind of like our president, are consuls. In ancient Rome, they had two of these, and they were elected by citizens, and they were the ones who ran the government and led the army. The 12 tables made up Roman law. This was Rome's first code of laws, and they covered civil, criminal, and religious matters. All citizens were equal under the law. They provided the foundation for later Roman law codes, so these are very important to our Western civilization. Here are some examples from the 12 tables. A badly deformed child shall be killed. If a person has injured another's limb, let there be retaliation in kind, unless he agrees to make compensation with him. So this is kind of like Hammurabi's eye for an eye. If a patron shall defraud his client, his life must be forfeited. Those convicted of speaking false witness shall be flung from the Tarpeian rock. False witness means lying. The penalty for a judge who has been found guilty of receiving a bribe for giving a decision shall be capital punishment. That means death. The putting to death of any man who has not been convicted is forbidden. So this means that someone cannot be punished without going through a trial. And no marriage shall take place between a patriarch and a plebeian. So this means that there was no marriages between the two social classes. Everyone had to marry within their social status. And that brings us to journal entry number 9. Which of those specific laws that we just covered in the 12 tables do you think are unfair and why? I want you to discuss at least 2. Right. Eventually, Romans began to expand their empire. They did this through the First Punic Wars. In the Punic Wars, Romans went to war against Carthage, which is in the northern part of Africa right here. They were fighting over control of Sicily, which is the island that's here. They both claimed to have control of this island, which helped them with trade. Romans defeat Carthage in the First Punic War and expanded into Spain, North Africa, and the Eastern Mediterranean. So that's what you can see here. By 50 BC, this area in red is what Roman Empire looked like, or Roman Republic rather. Okay, and that brings us to the end of the lecture. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me in class, and thank you for watching.